Hello, I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to see that we have now more than 200,000 subscribers. Thanks a lot for subscribing to my YouTube channel. We have more than 20,000 videos also free of cost for you. And every day, almost every day, we post new videos. And these videos are made on questions which are based on questions asked by the students. Some of them are from previous test papers, and therefore, the videos on my YouTube channel are very relevant for students who want to really perform very well. Well, here is another offer from my side. I'm actually beginning to start some group sessions for students from any country. We'll be categorizing into three groups: junior, middle, and senior. The idea here is that the junior math school students will learn concepts which will help them graduate to the middle school, and the middle school students will learn concepts which will help them graduate to the senior school, and the senior school students will learn the concepts which will help them perform much better in the university. Well, that is the whole thing. There is huge amount of gap between these levels. We are going to bridge that gap. So, we will actually cover what is being done in school curriculums globally, and on top of that, we'll provide you with tips and needed information which will help you bridge the gap. So we have two kinds of programs. One is for the groups and one is for the individuals. In addition to this, we are also providing help to students to do their homework, assignments, and prepare for their test or examinations. We are also working for competitive exams like Olympiad. So in case you want to join any of these programs, do write to me on my email address given in these papers. Let us now look in details about what are we going to cover in different programs. Feel free to join any one of them. You may have to write email to me and take permission from your parents to join these programs. Thanks and all the best. Now let us see, what does this guided approach for success in mathematics really mean? The lessons are by Anil Kumar, and as you know, there are students over 20 countries who are watching his videos, 20,000 free YouTube videos, 200,000 subscribers. The YouTube channel has been there for more than 15 years. We call this as a success highway. Highway means that you can drive, you can reach your destination without any traffic lights in between. No obstacles. Do you realize that? And Global Math Institute is, since we now understand exactly what students globally need to understand. Mathematics, as you know, is a common language, and we know how do we address it to students coming from different parts of this world. Infinity, the sign over there, shows the passion which we have. It's a drive which will help you go through and achieve what you really want to achieve. When I say join us on online Zoom classes, these classes will be of an hour each. We will not repeat the same things over and over again. In 1 hour, we'll be in a position to teach you what you will normally learn in about a week's time, and that too with the help of examples which will make sense to you. Just 5 examples, for example, will help you solve 50 questions
from your book or elsewhere. That's a guarantee. So, if you want to join this program, you can always contact me on the email address given here. We do have limited seats, and so you can register now if you want to secure your position. All the students under the program of schools globally could join us. We'll have the Zoom classes as mentioned. We can also help you with homework, test preparation, and assignments. Help really means to provide you with means and the foundation to do your work. Subjects, any subject of mathematics which is being taught in school globally is what we are addressing. So, calculus and vectors are one of the most popular courses which students take with us. We do take algebra, geometry, and so many others, but Olympiad preparation or preparation for any competitive exam is also very important for us. Our students can compete in the best competitions and secure very good marks or ranks. So, the special offer really is for the students who are joining in the month of September. That means just this month. Since once the student join, we don't have much vacancies. Next opportunity will be when somebody leaves, that is at the end of the semester. So basically, during the foundation course, we just call it a foundation course since it helps you to understand all the concepts and do very well, at least in the school, and then with some additional training, you could compete in any examination. We'll provide you with 25 plus videos. There are 20,000 free videos, I know that. But when we guide you, we would like to give you exactly what you need. So, over a period of 1 month, we'll give you 25 guided videos with 100 plus questions, which will 100% help you understand the concept which you've learned in the 4 online classes during the month. So, that is kind of a monthly package. You can continue with us as long as you wish. So we have a very discounted rate at present for junior middle school students. For senior school students, we are offering two subjects mainly. One is Algebra 1 and the other one is quadratic functions. Well, those who want to do things faster or individually, we have something for them also. We call it a fast track. Now, when we go fast track, we look into each and every requirement of the student. It could be homework, assignments, or exam preparation. Perfect. So, in that case, it will be individual classes for which we'll work out a schedule. So the basic program is, for example, junior middle school means what? Junior means for us from grade 1 to grade 5. So in this group, we will prepare the students for a level higher. So that is how they could actually graduate very easily from the junior school to middle school. And similarly, the middle school students, which is from grade 6 to 8, will benefit and they will graduate to the high school, where extensively will work in algebra. So these are the grade 9 and 10 courses which are very popular, especially in Canada. So these courses in North America, algebra and quadratic equations are normally dealt with in grade 9 or 10. So we'll work on these courses. Now let us get into the details of the junior, middle school and the algebra courses along with all others. As I said, we have extensive programs for calculus, vectors, algebra, trigonometry, and Olympiad preparation. But that is not just it. Any mathematics program in which you are interested, which is at school level, is what we deal in. Now let's look into the course structure as such. So when we talk about a group, so we're talking about a small group, maximum 4 students. That is what we can manage, or in fact, anybody can manage on a Zoom class effectively. So under different programs, we have a program for the junior math, middle school math, IB programs, GCSE programs, which are followed in UK. Algebra 1, grade 9 level, quadratic functions, grade 10 level, trigonometric foundation course, trigonometry compound angles. So that covers the high school trigonometry part. Then we have functions, which is split in 2 parts for grade 11 and advanced functions for grade 12. Well, IB students might do them together. So we have the special program which also includes the IB curriculum. We have data management for grade 12 students, calculus 1 for grade 12 students, vectors, grade 12 students, and then we are preparing students for Olympiad. So we take junior and middle school students, but at present our focus is on picking the students early on so that they are performing at their peak when they are in higher classes. The junior math program means what for us? Well, place value, for example. So every student starts working with the place value. When we say junior math, we're trying to say that we'll go from grade 1 to 5, means that we'll do 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, 4 digit, 5 digit. That's it, right? The concepts are similar. It doesn't matter whether you work with 3 digits or 5 digits, it's one and the same thing. So, we could actually graduate our students and reduce the gap between one grade level to the other by carefully running the program. Correct. So we'll have place value, patterns and attributes, a part of geometry, understanding of multiplication and division, data management to draw bar graphs, measurements, fractions, two-dimensional shapes, perimeters and area, three-dimensional shapes, and probability concepts. All this, we are focusing on communication skills at this moment. So students will have many types of questions which will help them communicate the solutions and the strategies to solve problems. So at this level of junior math, we are focusing on all these issues. We are also preparing them for the middle school. We know what middle school students really needs. They need to explicitly write down the rules for the patterns, right? And they need to understand what factors and multiples are, and then work with fractions. When we say work with fractions, there are multi-layer fractions at this stage. Order of operation was introduced earlier, but now we'll kind of expertise on order of operations will be seen with our students. We will not only have applications of Pythagorean theorem, but also see how do we prove it, right? So the concept of Pythagorean theorem along with its proof will be dealt with. We'll understand what are expressions and equations. Now this is a topic which is actually a grade 9 topic. So that is what we call bridging the gap. So this is the topic which is going to bridge the gap. So we'll teach a bit higher level than the middle school so that the students in middle school understand what is expected out of them in high school. So when they reach high school, things will not be so difficult for them. And then we'll take the standard courses on ratios and percent, decimals and percent, scientific notation, data management, surface area and volume is a topic which involves a lot of calculations. We will see how do we do these calculations fast. And then Junior Olympiad preparation is a major thing for all middle school students. So once they are at this level, they will be able to compete in the toughest competitions globally. So that is what we expect. The figures on the side gives you an idea of what type of questions we are going to deal with. Normally, in school level, this is not even touched. So we are going a layer above the school level during our curriculum. So that helps to bridge the gap. Now, Algebra 1. Well, Algebra 1 is a very vast topic. We'll focus on order of operations to begin with, just to check if the students have learned this and the required skills are in them or not. And then we'll look into multi-layer fractions. Now, this is a very difficult topic to understand for most of the students. Before moving forward, we need to really understand how do we deal with fractions. So that will be taken care of. And then the standard algebraic expressions and equations. Solving linear equations with different strategies is what we are going to do. Parallel lines and transverse lines, you have seen them so many times. We'll see how efficiently we can answer questions which are normally asked in SAT, GCSE, and similar examinations. Equation of line, mainly direct variation and partial variation, will be discussed with applications on distance, speed, time, and then we'll look into inequalities. Now, that is a very interesting part of this curriculum. Inequalities with equations and graphically, and then we'll practice some test papers at this stage. When we talk about grade 9 and 10, we have already bridged the gap between the two. So a grade 9 student is actually proficient in understanding linear systems, and we are introducing them the quadratic system. So that is the kind of bridge which we are building in this particular program. Major issue here is to work with different kinds of word problems. So the expertise of dealing with word problems, which will involve linear systems and quadratic functions, will be of prime importance. We'll also introduce trigonometry and coordinate geometry at this stage so that they are very well prepared for exams like SAT. So that's the whole idea at this stage. We have introduced few topics like transformation of graphs. That will be a grade 11 course. So we are preparing them for the next level. So now, well, trigonometry is a very interesting course. Anybody at any stage in high school can learn trigonometry. So trigonometry is offered to all students from grade 9 to 11 to 12, right? So for 12, we have trigonometry part 2, but foundation level, we have all the things mentioned here which will be covered. Now this program on trigonometry will take 1 semester. Remember that, okay? And then we'll have functions, as I said. In Canada, we have functions in two parts, functions 11 and functions 12. The IB students do both of them together. So that is how we have integrated them. Basically, we will be doing functions 11 and 12 kind of overlapped. So there will be many topics which we may begin with, for example, relations and functions, but cover a portion of grade 12 in this also, right? So rate of change, for example, is not a typical topic of functions in grade 11, which we'll definitely talk about while discussing at this stage. You get the idea. But we're going to introduce them with all kinds of functions which are required. And some additional topics, which means sequences and series and the data management topics like Pascal's triangle, and then we'll have a cumulative test on all the learnings to ensure that our students are fit to get into grade 12. Now, grade 12 is a very interesting part of this journey where a student is preparing to get into the university. So, keeping that in mind, what we're trying to do here is prepare the students for the university and also for some competitive exams like UK senior math, right? So there are many other competitive exams which they will be really working on. IIT JEE, for example, getting admission to IITs is also a challenge which we can help students to make easy. Okay, so advanced functions basically is working on functions with skills which will be required for calculus. So at this stage, we are preparing our students for calculus. That is the whole idea. So every example here and the minute details are basically taken care of so that the students can do very well in calculus. So this calculus curriculum, which is normally called Calculus 1, is typical so that even the AP math level of USA, those students can get benefit from this particular curriculum on calculus. So we will focus on the prerequisites, of course, to begin with: limits, derivatives, chain rule, increasing, decreasing interval, implicit differentiation, higher derivatives, concavity and point of inflection, rate of change of application, optimization, curve sketching, and examination style question papers that will prepare them for the university. And the most important program and the most popular program which we have is vectors. The vectors video which I have on my internet YouTube channel are very popular amongst teachers and professionals. You will really come across some excellent examples in our playlist. So we cover all these topics: scalars and vectors, geometry vectors, algebra vectors, spanning of vectors, velocity and force applications, dot product applications, vectors in R3, cross product applications, equation of lines, skew lines, equation of planes, shortest distant examples, intersection of planes and lines, intersection of planes, and finally the exam review. There is a lot more to learn, but these are the prime areas in which we are running our programs. You can always join our programs whether you like a group setting or an individual. We have options for both. The nominal prices which are being offered only for the month of September is: for junior math program, it is just $70 per month, in which you are going to get access to 25 plus videos, 100 plus questions, 4 online classes by Anil Kumar in a month's time. And during this month, you will learn quite a bit. You can continue with this program as long as you want. This is one time offer. For middle school, the rates are $80 per month. For algebra and quadratic functions, it is $120 and $140 per month. As far as the students who are interested in fast track or do have some specific requirements, we can always work out something with them. Feel free to contact Anil Kumar on the address given here, which is anil.anilkhandelwal@gmail.com. I hope we can actually contribute to your success story by putting you on this success highway. Thank you and all the best.